Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Jess, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. Rich Walsh. I'll be joined by Chris Mueller in a matter of moments from the 93.7 The Fan Cam. And we are taking your phone calls tonight, 412-575-2600. The phone lines are back up and running. And Chris, so are you. How's it been going?
Been going well, Rich. Back from Pinehurst, did not play well, but still hit a couple good shots in there. And man, oh man, what an experience it was. Everyone, if they ever have a chance to take a golf trip, should go there. When you get to play a U.S. Open venue, play some other crazy courses, a lot of fun, Richie. I don't know if you've ever, done it. I don't know if you've ever been for golf trip purposes, but I would highly recommend. Even though my handicap, even though my index may or may not have something called a soft cap on it right now, Rich, that you might be familiar with because I'm stinking up the joint this year. Awesome trip that I was able to take last week.
Well, I'll take you as a partner any day with that handicap. And I've never been to Pinehurst. I've been to Pebble Beach. I've done some nice golf trips over the years. But Pinehurst is definitely a place that I would want to get out to at some point. So, yeah.
We're not in Scotland like Pomp right now.
No.
Pompin' ain't easy. He's got the caddies over there saying it even, Rich. He's taking Pompin' ain't easy international.
I know. Pomp's on a great trip. You are. I took a trip. You know what is a sneaky good golf trip? And I know we're going to talk about the Pirates here in a minute, but I just want to mention Ocean City. Me and a couple of my friends always go to Ocean City in around May. We play links at Lighthouse Sound. Rum Point's out there, and then there's two other ones, Man of War and War Admiral. Really nice courses, and you would never think to go to Ocean City on a golf trip, but it's tremendous. And I'm not doing a commercial for them. I'm not getting anything out of them, but they are great courses.
You know, Rich, here's another great course that if you had the foresight and the planning and the money to do, and I think you could find a couple spare, some spare change in the couch cushions and make it work. You could go play Royal Portrush, where they're hosting the Open Championship. That's open. You could play it as a member of the public. You don't have to be, you don't have to know somebody who knows somebody, Rich.
Pomp's not far from there. And speaking of Royal Portrush, who do you like? I mean, I'm taking Rory McIlroy, going back basically home. You got to, obviously he's one of the favorites, but I guess the slam dunk pick would be Scottie Scheffler. But anyone you're eyeing up this week?
I am profoundly uncomfortable with my pick for two reasons. One, the betting public or the betting markets seem to have picked up momentum behind this particular guy, and his odds aren't as good now. And the second reason, the much bigger reason I don't like my pick anymore is because somehow I found out today this is Pony's pick. I think Russell Henley's going to win. I got Russell Henley, who is hardly a dark horse. He's one of the 15 or so best players in the world, but he is a really good fit for this golf course. He's a very good links player. And so there's your bold Mulsey prediction. I got Russell Henley taking home the claret jug.
Well, I'm not going to bet on it if Pony picked him too. So
smart, right? He might have ruined the whole thing for everybody.
He ruined everything.
By the way, here's one more take that's going to get people fired up, Rich, and they can use that phone number and tell me how wrong I am, even though I'm right. The Open Championship is my number one golf tournament in the entire world.
Why?
Above the Masters.
How is it above the Masters and the U.S. Open? I mean, that's number 4 for me, and I don't know why.
Oh, you're incredibly wrong.
I know. Go ahead.
Links golf is incredible because you get a totally different style of the game. Ball is on the ground. The creativity's got to be at the max. It's the home of golf. It's the birthplace of the sport. A lot of these courses are actually accessible to the public. That's a huge appealing point for me. Like, you could go play most of these places where they end up having it. Muirfield's like an example of one that you couldn't, but there's not too many of them. You get the weather as a factor.
I hate the weather as a factor.
The history of the game. Oh,
do you want to play in the rain? I don't want to do that. Come on.
It's real competition. Deal with the wind. Deal with the rain. Golf your ball. Find a way to get it done. It's the best. And you've got golf on at weird hours, especially for new dads or new moms who like golfing as a hobby. If you got a kid that's born in this time of the summer and you're going to be up late at night anyway, for at least a couple of days, you get to watch golf at like 3 in the morning if you want to. It's terrific. It is the best golf tournament in the world every single year.
I'll give you that, and I definitely want to go over there and play at some point, Scotland, Ireland, somewhere over there. But I watch it on TV, and I see it's July, and these guys have windbreakers on and are cold, and it's raining. That just doesn't look fun for me. I'd rather go to Florida and play somewhere it's nicer if I have time off. That's just my opinion.
You'd rather go to Florida? You'd rather go to Florida in July right now?
No,
You'd
not July in general. I'd rather go to a nice place. That's what I'm kind of getting at. I'd rather go to a nice place. Oh, man. I do not want to play in the rain. I have rules here when I golf.
I'm telling you,
I don't play in the rain.
You might want to go to Scotland, or in this case, they're in Northern Ireland, obviously, playing this tournament. I'm not sure that otherwise welcoming community of people in either of those two places is going to want Richie Walsh there if they hear this spiel. My goodness.
They might not. And I'm a golf lover. You would think I'd want to go over there and play. I just don't want to put on rain gear. I don't want to play in the rain.
I'm not sure that you are.
I'm a big baby.
Rich, I'm not sure you are a golf lover if you don't really, it's too wet. It's too windy. Come on.
All right, I'm a Bucco lover, and I have Bucco fever, but we got to take a break. I want to talk a little bit about their trade coming up next. Getting anything for Adam Frazier is a good thing, right? 412-575-2600 is the number. Back in a couple minutes. All right, welcome back to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. This is our Xfinity tweet of the night from the Clubhouse Convo. Cam Devaney, 28, is the exact same age as Brent Rooker was when we foolishly cast him aside. Cam Devaney could be, Mike
Aviles.
I can't. I'm trying to read it off the TV, and I need
Mike
reading
Aviles.
glasses now. We know what 33-year-old Adam Frazier is. Just a mind-blowingly stupid move by the Royals. I think it was a good move. Like I said, anything you can get for Adam Frazier is a bonus, right? I don't care what you get. Maybe he was blocked by Bobby Witt. I don't know. But, one of our live poll question right now, just scan that QR code. Are you happy with the return for Adam Frazier? Right now it's split. I am. I feel like anything is a good thing, right?
I don't know. I mean, using Brent Rooker as an example is kind of convenient if you're that Royals account that we just put up there on the screen, because they're always going to be biased almost, I feel like, against the team in a weird way. Oh, this happened one time, like a lightning bolt hit with Brent Rooker. Now it's going to happen again with this Cam Devaney. I think that there's a reason usually that 28-year-old players who have never played in the major leagues have never played in the major leagues. There's got to be a fatal flaw. Like, I know people could look at the Brian Giles trade from way back when. You trade Ricardo Rincon, you get, guy who plays like a perennial all-star and one of the best offensive players in recent Pirates history, but usually teams find a way to get a bat like that in the lineup. Even stacked teams will say, okay, we got a DH we could use him at, or if we think this guy can really hit, we're just going to force feed him into the lineup. And it's not like, by the way, the Royals are some juggernaut. They're one of the worst offensive teams in baseball along with the Pirates. So if this guy was a legitimately productive bat, you would think, Richie, that they would have found a way to get him on the major league club and get him major league at bats. I would look at a tweet like that and feel like that's going to give certain people in this fan base undue hope that they just unearthed a diamond in the rough, when the percentages suggest that that's extremely unlikely.
All right, the Volk tweeted us, was planning on going to the game this week. Not anymore. There are better things I can spend my money on. This owner doesn't want to win. I don't think you can say that they don't want to win because they're trading away Adam Frazier, and they're probably going to trade away.
Wait, somebody said that?
Yeah.
Wait, that was precipitated by the Adam Frazier trade?
Yeah, that was what I tweeted about Adam Frazier, and this guy tweeted it. So I'm just saying that. Like I said, I would trade many people.
What?
I would trade many people. I remember as a young kid following every game. He continues here because they all mattered. They always had a chance of winning the division. Not anymore. Now, Adam Frazier is not going to help you win a division. I was all over the Pirates for even signing Adam Frazier and wasting, $2 million on the guy, and $4+ million on Tommy Pham. If you're pinching pennies, don't even sign those guys. Bring up other guys and give them playing time. So anything you can get for those kind of guys, I hope they get something for Tommy Pham. I don't think they should. Maybe entertain trading Brian Hayes. I think everything should be on the table. I don't want to trade, obviously, Paul Skeens. I don't want to see O'Neal Cruz go anywhere. You know, I'd actually like to see them keep Mitch Keller as well. But anyone else, I'd listen.
Well, I think they're going to trade Keller and Hayes, so I don't think you're going to get your wish on Keller, and I think they're both better than 50-50 to not be here. The problem, Rich, is an existential one that we've already talked about at length, but it continues to be a problem. Do you want Ben Cherington executing any of the moves that will be made? I mean, do you really trust the guy who has been the overseer of this very poor roster that's been constructed to continue to have the agency to make moves to try to fix it? That's my problem, and that goes back to one of the things I've been harping on for really months now, ever since they fired Derek Shelton and got off to such a putrid start. Bob Nutting, for all the stones you could cast his way about saying he doesn't invest enough in the team, they don't have a big enough payroll, and to whatever degree everyone feels all of that is true, I think obviously there's plenty of truth to it. The biggest sin he has committed against his own franchise this year has been his wishy-washiness with Ben Cherington's job status. He should have cut the cord clean and started new because this isn't working. But now all he's done is handed the reins over to a guy who has mostly steered this little sleigh, if I'm going to keep my analogy going, Christmas in July style. He steered it off to the side of the road in a ditch. I just don't know why you feel any confidence, if you're a Pirates fan, that the guy who made this mess is suddenly going to start making moves that help clean it up.
Well, let's hit the phone lines and go out to a big Bob Nutting fan, Chuck in Uniontown. How you doing, Chuck?
Good evening and thank you. This is Chuck DTK. Don't trade Keller.
I'm with you, Chuck.
Yes. Yeah, I'm all, and I heard you. Yeah, it's a difference of opinion that makes a horse race. But you may not be the one that decides to trade Keller, but you're just saying that's what they might do. I understand that. But anyhow, what I wanted to ask you, are you fellas pleased with the Pirates draft? Do you think they did well? Do you think they should have put more offensive players up in their early picks, or do you like the pitchers that they got and then the position players in the later rounds? Thanks.
You know, Chuck, I appreciate the call. You don't know much about these guys just from what I read. You know, you don't scout the MLB draft like you do the NFL draft. And this Seth Hernandez guy seems like the real deal. He was the Gatorade National Player of the Year. I like the move. I mean, you're not going to win with a college bat right now. And if you're drafting someone there, who was it? The Arquette guy I was looking at from Oregon State at that position. And I think he went right after the Pirates. Maybe he's a bat you could use, but I'd rather have a pitcher at that point and a high school pitcher. The one thing that worries me, if he can touch 100 right now, what's going to happen to his arm in 4 years?
You're always going to worry about that. That's why Skeens is such a unicorn, not really being a pitcher who taxed his arm in high school like a lot of these other guys. But this is supposedly the best prep right-handed pitching prospect in 20, 25 years at least, maybe ever, some people are saying. I think definitely in this century. I know that this is not what people want to hear because it is so hard right now for this team to create offense. And I know there's this thought that pitching is in a weird way easier to come by because of the way teams manage their bullpens and how all that's working. I still think if you feel like you've got a chance to draft a frontline starter, you take it because that is still the most expensive, the rarest commodity in all of baseball. And I think you should always be trying to stockpile it. And if you're the Pirates, it kind of makes a perverse sort of sense, right? You've proven under Ben Cherington you can randomly kind of develop some pitching, even besides Paul Skeens. You might as well play to your strengths when you're drafting if it's still Ben Cherington's regime doing the drafting, because any hitter you draft is going to immediately be greeted with skepticism. So I guess I disagree with Chuck a little bit here. I would analyze their draft by saying I didn't have an issue with it because they stuck to what they seemed to know at the very top.
Yeah, they went with bats in, 20 and 21 and drafted Nick Gonzalez and Henry Davis, and the Henry Davis doesn't look like it's working out right now. Let's go out to Matt and Butler. How you doing, Matt?
Hey, guys, I don't think there's any deal that the Pirates are doing that are working out. You just mentioned a 28-year-old that's never made the majors, and that's what we get for Adam Frazier. Not that Adam Frazier was anything, but I can't believe a 28-year-old that's never made the majors is going to make some difference.
I'm not saying, Matt, don't get me wrong. I didn't say he was going to make a difference at all. I said anything for Adam Frazier is good right now, and maybe this guy can do something. And if he can't, no big deal. You're getting rid of Adam Frazier, a guy that's not part of your future anyways. That's what I meant by that. I'm not saying you're getting some superstar. Maybe, yeah. I would have rather had a 17 or 18-year-old kid, and maybe it's a gamble on that, but obviously Kansas City's willing to give you this guy.
What is their future, though, Rich? You say he's not part of your future. Well, yeah, of course, but what even is your future right now if you're the Pirates?
That is a big question, and that's a good question right now. I don't know what their future is, and especially because you have a, lame duck general manager. Maybe you think so. You have a ownership that doesn't want to spend money. You are, continuously in the bottom.
If he's really a lame duck general manager, I'm sorry, it's inexcusable to let him stay on, conduct a draft, conduct a trade deadline.
100% agree.
I just cannot state strongly enough. I don't care if people in the industry think that the Nationals erred in firing Rizzo and firing Davey Johnson at the same time, at the time that they did. Pull the Band-Aid off, rip the Band-Aid off, deal with the very short-term pain, and get on with whatever your plan is going to be. But it seems more and more that there's still a very good chance Ben Cherington sticks around after all of this, and there's no basis for him doing so.
I would love to see them make some trades for next year that's going to help them next year in the short term, and then maybe go out and sign one or two free agents. Now, I know easier said than done because there's a lot of free agents that don't want to come here, but at least maybe go out and try to trade for someone that has no choice and has to come here. That's what I'm hoping for. Go out and get a bat, and I don't care what it costs you. All right, we're going to take a break. Back in a couple minutes.